What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for joining me. I've got a good one for you here today, and it's one that we've been waiting for a while. We've been waiting for this news for a minute, and I'm going to talk to you guys about Snapper and who they're merging with and what that company does. So, before we begin, just remember, I am not a financial advisor, although I wish I was. I probably make a lot of money, but I'm not. So this is just my opinion. Always do your own research before you guys make any investments. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Also, while you're here, if you get a chance, hit the like button, hit that subscribe bell over there on the right or down below, whatever kind of app you're using, you'll see where it's at. And don't forget to do the most important thing, subscribe for more videos. Here we go, enough of that. All right, so guys, Snapper, aka Tortoise Acquisition Group 2 or Corp 2. If you're not familiar with Tortoise Acquisition, there was a company last year you might have heard of that they merged with called Hyllion. And the lead up was that they were listed as Shell, right? So SHLL. A lot of people probably forgot this because it's probably in and out of our minds at this point. But at one point, Shell was probably one of the most popular YouTube stocks on the face of the planet. I couldn't go a day without seeing like a video about Shell, right? So the hype is real with Tortoise Acquisition, right? And back in, I want to say it was September when I bought. Yeah, no, it was November. Oh, it was October. It's like between October. It was like, I think it was October 31st when I bought. But back then, the stock went on the market as Tortoise Acquisition Corp 2, and it was listed as Snapper, SNPR. And I was calling it Sniper for the longest time, so I stand corrected on that. But it came out at about $10, and pretty much it came out with not only that, but it came out with warrants too. So I think you got a fourth of a warrant, if I remember correctly, or either half a warrant or a fourth of a warrant for every single share you bought. So if you're still holding with me after all this time, you still have these warrants that you can exercise on, and I think you can exercise on them at, I want to say it was like $10.50 or $11. I gotta double check, but you know, you're already making money on those too, so not bad. But that's neither here nor there. If you've been rocking with me, I have multiple videos on Snapper. You can go back and check them out later on if you want. But I was getting a lot of flack with these videos because I was saying, hey, Tortoise, they're making this they're working with Hyllion, who's electric company. Maybe they want to get into the gas station kind of business, right? Like they concentrated on the electrical vehicle aspect of the business. Now they want to move over to the gas station portion, right? And people are giving me so much flack for that. They're like, nah, that's dumb. Why would they invest in electric charging? That doesn't make any sense. It's going to be batteries or something, And I got a lot of heat for that, guys. And I'm just happy to report I was right. They were wrong. So, haha. You're welcome. I don't like to brag, but if you're going to give me flack, I'm going to let you know about it. So, haha, I was right. Anyways, enough of the bragging. We're not going to continue that. We're bigger than that. So, as you can see, within the last few days, it's spiked. Since the announcement, it's actually spiked. And then it kind of dipped a little bit. So, I think we're still in the territory that Shell was in when it got announced. The merger just shot Shell up to like $50. So this is a very similar pattern to what we did, with Hyllion. I mean, it was Shell at first, and then it's same pattern. It once the announcement where they were gonna merge with Hyllion came out, then you saw a little mini spike, and then when the merger happened, you saw a huge spike up to 55, and then a drop because people dumped it. Because you had all these traders come in who were just there for the money, right? So if you were around for Shell, then I think you're going to have a good time with this because I think you'll be prepared for what to expect. So let's go ahead and take a look at the company that they merged with. Tortoise Acquisition has agreed to merge with Volta Industries. Under the proposed transaction, shareholders of Tortoise will retain only 17% of the combined company. So essentially, Tortoise is pretty much merging and giving 17% of the company to the shareholders, right? Now, this is the company they're merging with. It's Volta Industries. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, wow, these are in my town. I always kind of wondered who owned these. And in our new shopping center that was built a few years ago, they're all over the shopping center, and especially by the roadways through the shopping center. They're set up along the side where you can see like the advertisements, right? So let me talk a little bit about Volta and what they do and how they make their money, right? So they predominantly place these charging stations in shopping centers, right? Major foot traffic areas, major shopping areas, right? Now, right now, that may not be a huge thing, because no one's really shopping because of the way the world is right now. But I imagine we'll get back to a similar situation that we were in a few years ago, right? I don't think we're going to be like this forever. Now, what Volta does is they actually provide free charging, right? So charging is free, as far as I remember seeing, at least on their investor presentation. We'll take a look just to be sure. But they basically provide free charging, and then they pay for it through advertisement. So their main customer isn't us as like people with electric cars. Their main customer is advertisers, right? So let's read the corporate overview. It says, for over a decade, Volta has been building a nationwide electric vehicle charging network to drive the world forward, right? Named after Alessandro Volta, the inventor of the electric battery, Volta's award-winning charging stations benefit brands, consumers, and real estate locations by providing valuable advertising space to businesses and free charging to drivers, right? So double win, right? Businesses can advertise, we can charge for free. Strategically located in places where consumers already spend their time and money. Okay, like I mentioned, the location where they built the new shopping center, right? It's a ton of stuff there. They want these there. It says Volta's chargers are among the most used electric vehicle charging stations in the United States. Headquartered in San Francisco, Volta is bringing to communities the means of building sustainable fueling network for the 21st century. And like I mentioned before, these are all over the place in this new shopping center near my house. And it's been up for about a couple of years, like 2 years now. But they have quite a few of them, and they're really cool. I always kind of wondered how they worked, and I didn't even know they were free charging. But now that I know they're free charging, that's kind of impressive. They are pretty big. I would say they're like at least 5 to 6 feet tall, and they got huge billboards on them. So yeah, here's the information about the merger. Volta Industries, Inc. and Tortoise Acquisition Corp. 2 announced planned merger, combined company to remain on the New York Stock Exchange. Volta is leading owner, operator in public electric charging. Okay, so let's actually read this. Here's the announcement. All right, so couple bullet points. Volta is a leading owner operator of public electric charging. We've already went over that. Volta has entered a definitive business combination agreement with Tortoise Acquisition Group 2, Snapper. The combined company is expected to be listed on the New York Stock Exchange under the new ticker VLTA once the transaction closes. Pro forma enterprise value and the transaction is estimated to be $1.4 billion, right? And I want to say that Tortoise Acquisition had about 200 something million of that, but yeah. Anticipated net proceeds of approximately $600 million, assuming minimal redemptions, will be used to accelerate Volta's build out of its charging network already in the pipeline. This includes an upsized $300 million fully committed private placement of common stock in the combined company, the PIPE. PIPE is anchored by institutional investors, including funds and accounts managed by BlackRock, Fidelity, big names here, okay, LLC, and Neuberger Berman funds. Volta's significant contract portfolio of real estate and retail partners, including they just kind of go over it, as well as the company's iconic installations at the United Center and Dignity Health Arena as examples, highlight their market-leading position. And like I said, I've seen these things, and they look fancy. It looks like you're near, like, if you ever watch a movie where people are in the future, like, they try to make it feel like that, just as a heads up. Existing Volta security holders will roll 100% of their equity in the transaction and are expected to own approximately 64% of the company upon transaction, right? Which is why the 17% of the company will be from Tortoise Acquisition. Pro forma implied equity value of the combined company of over $2 billion at the $10 per share PIPE price, and assuming minimal redemptions by Tortoise acquisition public shareholders, the transaction is expected to close late in the second quarter of 2021. So we're talking like early summer, right? So keep an eye on that. And it's subject to approval by Tortoise Acquisition Corp. too. So that's actually kind of a tricky one right there. I'm sure people will go along with it. They trust the team over at Tortoise Acquisition, but there will be a vote. So keep an eye out for people's opinions on this, because to me it makes sense. Advertisement makes the most money. I mean, if you don't believe that, look at Google. Most of their money is from that, right? Like they basically make all their money off of advertisements for the most part. So yeah, it's pretty wild, guys. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. We've been waiting a long time for this information, and it finally came up, and I'm happy to report it. So anyways, guys, what do you think of Volta? What do you think of this merger? Do you own any of the stock? Are you Snapper holders? Did you get in when I got in? Have you been following me since then? Who knows? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you would vote for this company to be merged with Snapper, because to me it makes sense. But, you know, maybe it doesn't make sense to every shareholder. All right, guys, with that being said, I'm going to head out for the day. Thank you again for watching my videos. I appreciate you. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace.